COVID-19 has changed the world as we know it. The pandemic has changed how we work, interact, use our homes and public spaces, learn, and experience milestone life events. Like the ripple effect of a small stone dropped into a pond, the onset of the pandemic has been felt in almost every facet of our daily lives. During the spring semester of 2021, under the guidance of Dr. Jan English Lewick, our team of 4 San Jose State University Applied Anthropology graduate students, Chloe Angst, Nick Bonovich, Lindsley Britton, and Gabby Fall, conducted Zoom interviews with 15 undergraduate and graduate students that included the experiences of the team members. Our goal was to identify how the pandemic had disrupted student social networks, learning communities, career development, housing, and experience of academic and non-academic milestones such as graduations, birthdays, and funerals. Our research uncovered a spectrum of experiences as diverse as the participants. Students reacted to the abrupt increase in isolation and screen time in various ways. While some students were already competent in online learning platforms, others were required to adapt. Many deeply mourned the loss of campus life and communities of learning. Before the pandemic, students had the ability to curate their studying experience. Students had the option of selecting online or in-person classes. They could isolate themselves or place themselves in a crowd. Students that had attended in-person classes utilized a diverse spectrum of study spaces. Some preferred to study alone or in small groups, in their homes, or sorority houses. Others used public spaces, libraries, department lounges, labs, and other campus spaces that were designed with students studying in mind. Many cafes and restaurants offered Wi-Fi and student discounts to capitalize on study space. Group work in public places helped many students stay motivated, fostered collaboration, and helped each other understand classwork. Studying in groups allowed many students to feel connected.
It is more motivational when you're with a bunch of people and you're like, oh, well, I'm going to go study and then go. Even if I don't go with them, I should probably study too. So I feel like it was a lot more motivational beforehand.
Technology made the pandemic bearable for a lot of people. Students were able to continue school and socialize using services like Zoom and Discord, and many were able to work from home. Virtual spaces where people learn expanded to accommodate a larger range of tasks and increased screen time. The physical spaces, however, were limited. Students studied in their homes far more than before. Bedrooms, living rooms, and the part of the house with the best Wi-Fi connection served various purposes as work and study spaces. For some, separating school and home life became a challenge.
I don't have any escape. Like there's books and notebooks everywhere. It's so bad, and I'm in front of the screen all day.
While some students created online study spaces with friends or were able to use outdoor spaces to maintain communities of learning, the loss of informal learning that would take place outside of classrooms was a sometimes painful adjustment. Students talked about spaces on and off campus, outside of formal classroom settings, where students would run into teachers and other students and have informal meetings in campus hallways that would lead to cross-disciplinary discussions.
One of my professors, like a cool guy, really nice. But yeah, like you never see this guy. You know, we just had a picture of him on day 1. I am Professor so-and-so. And yeah, so there's tremendous disconnect with him in particular. It's just funny when you have certain professors that are constantly there versus others that are like, I'm here, but I'm the silent partner.
On digital platforms, even informal meetings are scheduled. Some people choose to leave their cameras off, and some students feel a loss of engagement.
There's no reason for us to interact on campus. Not seeing each other, you know, a lot of our courses are discussion-based, so you're talking, debating, and talking about papers, and it's not the same thing over Zoom. You don't have that like, oh, I'm running into this faculty member, so let's grab coffee, kind of normal interaction I have. I feel like those kind of hallway interactions are really important for networks.
During COVID, our experience of milestone events changed drastically. Milestones act as opportunities for people to form shared experiences. Birthdays, holidays, and graduations came and went. While some found new ways to celebrate, many felt the absence of family members and tradition.
Christmas is a big deal in my family, and it's been like that my entire life, really. Since I was a kid, we'd spend the night at my grandparents' house, and we still do even though they live like 5 minutes away. And we go downstairs and we sit by the tree and open presents in our pajamas. But it was really hard not doing that this year, just because that's how I've grown up. It's been the same exact way every single year.
Many participants expressed that they felt they came from a place of privilege that buffered them from experiencing the worst impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, and expressed empathy for other students and their experiences of milestone events during COVID. While working from home allowed some students to take more classes and reach graduation sooner, the compounding stressors of work and home life during COVID caused some students to delay academic milestones.
This is terrible. It's been really hard for me to do this, along with my job during COVID. It has gotten a lot harder because, we're dealing with the public every day and the public sucks. So it's just physically exhausting, but it's now more emotionally exhausting as well. And it's hard to study because of COVID, so it's putting off my graduation by at least a semester, so it's not great.
Some students lost a family member or close friend during COVID. The effects of loss, compounded with an inability to connect with others, affected them deeply.
My grandfather passed away, so then dealing with that loss and not being able to see my grandpa, who was like an hour away, but I wasn't allowed, like I hadn't been able to see him since the pandemic started. The fatigue of all that, it just kind of added up, and I just feel like I think about quitting every day.
While experiencing hardships, students expressed gratitude to professors who understood their circumstances, made themselves available, and offered extensions and other resources.
It was very difficult, and now I regret some of the time where I said to my mom, I got a paper due, but again, I had a big final project. And for the first time in my life, I was unable to finish the final project of any educational task ever. But I had to reach out and say, I'm going to do it late. My professor just said, you know what? It's all right, just don't do it. So I was grateful for that.
In lieu of in-person opportunities, milestone celebrations have adapted to virtual events. Zoom has normalized connection between individuals over long distances.
I would see the friend in LA like once a year, and then the friend in San Francisco like a few times a year. And now I see them at least once a month because we do our Zoom calls. And it's really nice that the Zoom Hangout thing has become so normal that I'm actually able to see these friends more often. Even though, like I could have done this before, I just didn't.
As we move forward in the world after COVID, online and hybrid learning will continue, potentially with a higher rate of enrollment. But the convenience of working from home without commuting comes at a cost for many. To improve and adapt to the shift to digital platforms, education program designers face the difficult task of keeping students engaged without demanding more screen time than is tolerable. Understanding that many students suffer from Zoom fatigue, professors and administrators could consider shorter online sessions. For students who want to stay engaged but prefer the convenience of working from home, institutions could offer hybrid learning spaces with screens mounted to walls for online students to participate with in-class students. With the increased demand for digital resources, participants expressed how learning spaces could be improved by adding more electrical outlets. Educators could offer resources to students to help plan and organize their time and spaces while participating in online learning. Accessible office hours help to alleviate the hardship of an online experience, especially when students are confined to one room or building for studying. Human connection is essential for learning and life. Whether congregating for educational purposes or to mark life events, whether in a study group or a class, whether synchronous or asynchronous, keeping cameras on helps keep us engaged.